Of course, you want to do this vibrato exercise on every finger in fourth position. And each one of the fingers as you use them for your vibrato, I'm going to turn the pitch generator off for just a moment. Each finger as you play it, it's important that as you do your vibrato, the vibrato motion itself takes you in a straight line, or as close as you can get to it, in a straight line down the string length, right? Now, one of the things that happens to people when they do vibrato is sometimes if their finger or their knuckle is a little bit on the tight side, what will happen is when they do their vibrato, the pitch, instead of staying along this line as if these knuckles are on a slider, right? What will happen is they'll roll their forearm, and the finger does create difference in pitch, to be sure. And you can get quite a wide variety of pitch, but because it's so tight within your hand as you do this, there's a couple of reactions. First of all, it's more difficult to get a pitch center. It's possible, but it's more difficult. And then the other thing that happens is because your hand is constantly changing this plane, as you're doing your vibrato, your other fingers will tend to be farther or nearer to the string depending on which part of the vibrato you're in. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because it creates intonation issues. If you're vibrating and trying to get to the next pitch, quite frequently what will happen is as you're going forward, your pitch will tend to react by, strangely enough, going backwards. And the reason for that is that the cant of your hand has changed from from an angle that's like this to an angle that's like that. And the fingers, no matter what you do, they're going to strike true and straight to where the hand is. So when my third finger comes down at this angle, it's actually coming down backwards in pitch, closer to the low pitch. And when my hand is canted backwards like this, my third finger tends to go forward in pitch. And that's just the way we're built. There's nothing we can do about that. It's very difficult for us to change the spacing as we're doing this, and that's one of the inconsistencies that can happen in people's vibrato. So people that have this particular issue with their vibrato, where they're rotating their arm all the time and the finger is kind of tight into the hand, which is its own set of problems, generally speaking, when they try to play in tune, what will happen is they will stop the vibrato and then add it. And that creates, let's say, a musical gesture that's unintentional. It creates kind of a mannered effect of having vibrato always delayed, like perhaps a Broadway singer or something like that. So we want to be able to go from one finger to another in tune and get that next finger down at the same angle as the former finger, right? And then when you do your vibrato, if you can make sure that your finger stays along this line as you do the vibrato.